Hi everyone, welcome back to Risa Does Makeup. Today I'm going to be talking about products that I use almost every single day, but I rarely, if ever, speak about them in any of my YouTube videos. I know that most viewers don't like a lot of chatter before the nitty-gritty of a video, but I have to say that the idea for this video came to me a couple of weeks ago as I was carving out my brows, actually, using a concealer, a product that I have never ever shown on my channel. I've used different products for this step, but the one that I've used most consistently I've never shown. And so I started thinking, I could probably do a video on a few products that I use like this that I don't really ever talk about. And then I saw that the YouTuber Samantha Ravndahl had done this exact same video. It was so strange because I had thought it in my mind, and literally the next day, she uploads a video with the same concept. So, and here on YouTube, it's not always that easy to come up with original content. And often when you think you've found something original, it turns out that it's not so original. So this is my not so original video concept. So let's jump right in, sharing the products that I use on a regular basis, but I rarely, if ever, talk about them here. Okay, I think I'm going to start with the products that I have repurchased the most. One of them is in my purse all day, every day. I have multiples of them, and I know I've spoken about this product before, but for as often as I do use it, I should probably talk about it more. It's the MAC Blot Powder Pressed. I have one of these everywhere in my house, pretty much. My bedroom, my purse, my car. Well, that's not my house, but you get the idea. I have multiple of these, and I have repurchased it over and over and over for blotting my midday shine, or truth be told, I get shiny every 2 hours. I have not found anything better. Sometimes I use blotting papers, but this is honestly my go-to, and it's been my go-to for years and years. I use the shade medium dark because I do find that it runs very, very light. I've tried all the shades and medium dark works the best for me. As you can see, it's not super dark, so it's just what works. I always ask for this. I buy 2 at a time usually, and I love it. As I said, I have not found a better powder on the market, and I've tried them all for blotting oil. If I go out at night and I don't have this with me, I am often tempted to stop at a MAC counter and buy one because I know it'll get used. And then also from MAC is the Turquatic perfume. I have purchased this over and over and over. To be 100% honest with you, I don't often get complimented on the fragrances I wear. I don't know if it's that people can't smell them on me, or if I just choose fragrances that people don't like. I don't know. It's very rare that somebody compliments me on my fragrance. But one that consistently gets me compliments is this one. And I am horrible at describing scents, and I'm also pretty bad at pronouncing some of the notes in them. So I'm just gonna let you look that up for yourself. But to me, it just smells very clean and citrusy, but not so citrusy that it smells like Lemon Pledge or it's cloying. I just love it, and I will continue to buy it over and over until it no longer works with my body chemistry, or they stop making it, which I hope never happens. Okay, now I want to talk about that product I was referring to in the beginning that I use to carve out my brows, and then I also use it with a little brush to define my lip line when I'm done applying my lip products. This is the Eve Pearl Dual Salmon Concealer. I've already gone through one of these. I usually use the light, but for some reason I ended up getting the fair this time. It is a dual-sided creamy concealer that is meant to be for the under eyes. I'm pretty sure I purchased my first one years ago at Namie's Beauty Supply, took it back home, tried it as an under eye concealer, didn't like it as an under eye concealer, but I couldn't return it, so I had to find another use for it. So I started using it to carve out my brows and for around the lips, like I said. And I used to do that with just concealer. I would take my concealer, my under eye concealer, I would just take the wand and brush a little bit off, and I do still do that sometimes. But this I find just to be so much easier because it's so compact. I don't have to mess with opening the wand and then setting down the bottom part. I know it seems just so silly and trivial that what's the big deal about doing that, but something about this is just so easy and the consistency of it is perfect. It's, in my opinion, too thick for the under eyes, but it's perfect to apply a little bit to the end of my flat concealer brush and then really get up there and carve out those brows. I don't know why I got fair this time, and I wanted to bring down the empty one. I'm still digging around on the sides of the other one. I keep them both right next to me in my vanity, and whatever one I grab first, I usually just, dig out, even if it's the old one. I'm trying to use it till every little bit is gone. But yeah, I use it every single day, and I don't think I've ever mentioned it. A couple of other products that I know I've never mentioned, and the reason why is sort of silly, or some might think it's silly, others might be understanding of why I haven't. I really like the Kylie Cosmetics highlighters. And I also really like the KKW Beauty baking powder. This is the pressed baking powder. I also have the loose, and I really like the brush that you can purchase with it. I don't know. I think the reason why I don't mention them is because, well, let's face it, the people behind these brands are kind of polarizing, and I've been on YouTube long enough to know what to keep to myself and what to put out there. And, I just don't, to be honest, I just don't want the backlash for anybody saying, how can you support these people? And I'm just not about drama in any way, shape, or form. And I thought, you know what, nobody needs to know that I use Kylie Cosmetics, or nobody needs to know that I use KKW Beauty. I guess I finally have to have the guts to say the truth, say I use these brands. I am a makeup junkie. I like to at least try every brand that comes onto the scene because I like to have some basis to offer an opinion. If somebody asks, well, how does this compare to this? Or I've been using this, how does this compare? So I've tried a bunch of things from both of these brands, KKW Beauty and Kylie Cosmetics, and for the most part, I haven't really loved many things. I don't think that that's, worth it. Some of the eyeshadow palettes are okay, but I do really think these next products are very good. I purchased the Snow Angel highlighter around Christmas time. It was part of a limited edition collection, and I just thought it was beautiful. Unfortunately, it was limited edition, so I don't think you can get this one anymore, so I'm not gonna put this one on for you, but I love it. I think it is so beautiful. And the texture is really buttery. It's bold, but it doesn't have glitter chunks. It really rivals my Becca highlighters. I would not be able to tell the difference between the two on my skin. And this one is called Ice Me Out, and I'll put a little bit of this one on so you can see. I do already have a little bit of it on, but I'll take my Real Techniques brush and add a little bit more. So this one is really, really bold, but it is so pretty. And I also like to put a little bit, do I have a brush down here for this? Yeah, I like to put a little bit in my tear duct. This is a great tear duct color if you like a lot of brightness in this area. So again, this one is called Ice Me Out. Now for the KKW Brighten powder. This brush is fantastic. The way this is meant to be used is for baking. And I know a lot of my viewers that might be a little bit older, we're not so much into the whole baking, putting a lot of powder underneath the eyes and then brushing it off. I don't really do that either. But if you do, this is a great little tool because it goes right into the powder, the sponge part, and you can press it right up under the eye, and then you take the brush side and you can dust it away. So I use just the brush side mostly. And so this is just a compact brightening powder. I take the brush and I brighten my under eyes. Look at that. It does such a good job of brightening my under eyes. You can put some in this area too. Yeah, it's a really, really good product. All right, next up is a concealer that I've had for about 4 to 5 months. And I'm really not sure why I've never shown this one. I have a lot of concealers that I like in my rotation. A lot of you are familiar with the ones that I like. My Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion, the newer one from Milani. I do like NARS Radiant Creamy Tarte Shape Tape and the MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Smoothwear Concealer. This is just a really nice everyday concealer. And as many of you know, I do get a professional discount at MAC, and there are MAC boutiques in a lot of the hotel casinos here in Las Vegas. And, you know, if I'm out for a dinner, I happen to be in one of those restaurants on the strip, and maybe I've had a few drinks at dinner and I happen to walk into MAC, I end up buying a few things that I probably don't need. And one of those things was this concealer. And when I started using it, I thought, you know, this is a really good concealer. I don't know why I don't hear very many people talking about it. And then I became one of those people that wasn't talking about it. It has really good coverage. I am using the shade NW25. I think that's what it says. I'll have to put my glasses on to see it better. But it is a really nice peachy, not too yellow concealer shade. I like my concealers to have a little bit of a peach tone to them to counteract the blue/purple that most of us have under our eyes and in here by the sides of the nose. So yeah, it has great coverage. It lasts all day. It's a decent price point. If you are in the market for a good concealer, and maybe you've tried the other ones I mentioned and you weren't in love with them, this one could be next on your to try list. All right, moving along, I just have a couple more products to show you. One is something that's for my hair. I clearly have highlighted hair and it does get very, very brassy. And I've tried a lot of purple shampoos. I just recently bought the Kerastase mask during the Sephora sale. That's it's a toning mask. And I have used that once already, but I have to say that nothing compares to this Brilliance Cool Blondes Lathering Toner Extra Strength. I bought this at Sally's. I used it one time and I was shocked. It completely took out all of the brassiness. It looked like I had just come from the salon and had freshly highlighted and toned hair. Now you do have to be careful with this, as you do with most toners. You can use too much or leave it on too long and your hair can get a little purpley tinge to it. But I find it to be pretty user-friendly and it's affordable and it works better than anything else I've ever tried. And it is formulated with no parabens, no gluten, no animal byproducts, no sulfates, no DEA, and it contains strengthening coconut oil. And then the last product I have to show you, I know I don't have a lot of products, but you know, I like to be as open with you guys as possible and actually show you the products that I love. So there's obviously not going to be a ton that I don't show you, but this product right here, it's the Sunday Riley U.F.O Ultra Clearing Face Oil. And you're probably wondering why so tiny? Because it is the sample size. I got a couple of these a while ago when they were a 100-point perk at Sephora. And the reason why I've never purchased the full size is, well, number one, I have all these little minis to go through. And number two, I use it so rarely because what I use it for is when I get monthly breakouts along my jawline. Once a month, I get that hormonal acne, those underground bumps, and they look horrible and they feel horrible. But this clears them up within 2 nights. I really do not like the smell of this product. It took a long time for me to actually be able to sleep through the night with this on because it was just so overpowering to me, but I dab a little bit on the blemishes and by morning they're greatly reduced and by the next day they're gone. This is really good stuff if you suffer from breakouts. Okay, that's really it. Like I said, it's not a lot of products because I do like to share with you everything I use, but I thought it was time for me to actually let you know about these products that I very rarely speak of. So I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I also love to hear from you in the comments. I'm sure I'm going to get quite a few, or I'm anticipating some about my use of the Polarizing Kardashian/Jenner products. I'm anticipating some negative comments regarding that, but hopefully there won't be too many and I'm ready for them. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would join the Risa Does Makeup family by hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell. You can also find me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. The username is the same as it is right here. It's Risa Does Makeup. That'll do it. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.